Empire State Building.
What's up? I'm Crystal Rosas inside of our Z100 Artist Interview Lounge. Multi-platinum chart-topping trio brothers, New York / Tri-State's very own, have performed all over the world. Close to 1 million tickets sold, and 5 billion career streams. Oh. Congratulations, AJR.
That's impressive numbers.
I know.
To be honest, it's new information for me. I'm not kidding. I've never heard those
You
numbers.
guys aren't in up with all the stats?
No, not at all. That's very cool. Thank you.
Hey, Adam, Jack, Ryan. We're so excited that your album is here and a new tour, headlining tour here in North America. Let's talk about that first because that just got announced. So how are we feeling about that?
It's really exciting. Our dream for our entire career has been to play arenas. Like we always said, okay, we'll know we've made it if we can play arenas, and this is an arena tour. It's like actually kind of insane.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you've been playing from everything from when you first started, and when you guys were little, high school gigs, and then just like smaller gigs.
Yeah,
and, like you just mentioned, a arena tour that you guys are headlining yourselves.
Yeah.
Why did you think that that's when you feel like you would make it?
I don't know. So we started off street performing. So we were just in Washington Square Park and Union Square, just asking random people for money so we could afford like Pro Tools and a computer and stuff. I think that it was probably just our dream to have people that actually cared about us and an arena just of 20,000 people that actually care about what we have to say. Just, I don't know. I feel like there's nothing better on planet Earth than that feeling, to be accepted by that many people.
And that it's your own tour. I mean, you've been part of other people's tour before, and you still get love. I mean, I think you guys are the kind of band where once you see you live, you get it even more because the music's already awesome, but then you see how crazy you guys go on stage.
Yeah, thank you. We just love making shows so much. It's like as important to us, if not more fun for us than making the actual album. Just like imagining what has never been done before on a live stage and trying to accomplish it.
Yeah. And so we have the album that is here. Congrats. Yes, I'm a Mess is the single. And we're hearing like the same sound, but you guys are a little more like mature in this one. What's the feedback you've been getting so far?
That's a cool. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it's definitely a little more mature. We write so personally, so I think our albums like age with us, like totally parallel. The feedback has been that a little bit about. I think people are saying that it's maybe our most emotional and personal album so far, which is definitely what we were thinking as well.
Yeah.
It's hard to miss. Definitely.
Yeah, we had a crazy couple years writing it. We had all this like crazy personal stuff that happened to us, and it all found its way into the music because it's hard not to.
Yeah.
Who do you think is the one that's more open to putting their full emotions in, while which one is the more like reserved on that end?
I'd say I'm very open and Ryan is very reserved.
What?
No, hold on. And you need help about with
Oh,
that.
okay, let's open the therapy
Who's gonna
session.
open me up?
You need to, I don't know who's going to open you up, but you need it.
Fine.
Why do you think that?
I don't.
okay.
I would say probably it's the opposite.
Probably equal. You think it's the opposite?
I mean, we're both pretty excited to be as personal as possible.
I think it's actually a surprisingly addictive thing because on our first album, we started dabbling in really embarrassing things to admit. And then as soon as you have fans that go, yeah, we agree with you more, you just keep upping it and upping it. On our last album, I literally name-checked a kid that I went to high school with and called the song Joe and talked about how much I used to admire him. It was really an embarrassing thing, but then when you get that acceptance and that warmth, you just want to continue being more and more embarrassing and personal.
What about when you guys had a meal recently?
Yeah.
Because he heard the song.
Yeah, the real Joe said, do you want to go get drinks? And we got drinks, and then he never heard the song. It was just like a coincidence.
Oh, yeah, he didn't hear the song.
He hadn't heard the song. He was just like, oh, yeah, I didn't mention it either because I was like, oh, I'm not going to mention it if you're not going to mention it. He didn't know anything that was going on with our band. It was like,
Wait, so then what was that situation like? How did you eventually find out?
He never found out.
I guess he didn't. I assumed he had heard the song,
No.
but I guess not.
He never heard the song. He doesn't know anything.
There's so many lines like that in the song that are like, hey, we have this band. You want to come to the show? And then he like doesn't come to the show. So obviously that hasn't changed.
Yeah.
He's been blowing y'all off? How dare Joe?
No. He doesn't need to come to the show.
That's okay.
So then what was the coffee date like?
It was drinks. It wasn't a coffee date.
Okay.
He's just really cool. I just still admire him so much. Yeah. He's just like everything that I can't be. An amount of cool that I could never reach.
Well, it's cool that he didn't know about that, but have there been other people that have called you guys out that you were a little too specific about in your music? Or not yet?
Any crazy exes of yours, Jack?
Oh my God. Let me look back. I mean, how do we? No. No. I think that was probably the only one.
Yeah.
We used SpongeBob's voice in our first single that came out 10 years ago, and the actor was not too happy about that, so he reached out about that, and we had to make a settlement with him.
How did he reach out?
Boy, I don't know. Handwritten letter. I don't know. Pigeon messenger. I have no idea.
And then it got back to your people somehow?
Yeah, I think maybe he sent an email saying, "Hey, no one checked with me with this." So I think, which I thought we did, but I guess we didn't. So that's if that's what you meant
No,
by
I
that.
didn't know that happened.
Yeah, there you go. It's news.
And so it was like a settlement situation?
Well,
I
he
don't
didn't
think it was-
realize that Nickelodeon actually had the right to his voice.
Oh,
It was a
really?
miscommunication?
Yeah. For
We're not.
SpongeBob,
You need to handle
so.
that with
Allegedly. I don't know.
It was a whole lawyer
No, I
thing.
think
My
I don't think
opinion.
it was. I'm making it out like it was a big court case. I think it was like, yeah, that makes sense. We should like that you would be mad at that. Here you go. Let's
Maybe
fix it.
you
Yeah.
can use Ariana Grande's new boyfriend, the Broadway SpongeBob
There
guy.
we go.
Yeah.
That would work. Yeah.
Discounted
Cut us a
rate.
deal. Yeah.
Man, so you guys have the new album coming out. Which song off of the new album did you guys all really immediately just fall into a rabbit hole with?
What do you mean fall into a rabbit
Like it was
hole?
just this was your guys' cohesive vibe, and you guys were just a little more infatuated with it.
Oh,
than others.
got it. Okay.
Maybe the first one, right?
Oh, the
Is
first
that what
one,
you're
maybe.
saying?
Yeah. So it's the titular track called "Maybe Man," and I think it's like a very much like a big intro to the album, kind of exactly what you're gonna feel throughout the whole thing. And I think we wrote it really, really quick. And usually, the ones we write really quick are absolutely gonna be on the album, and are definitely usually the best
Yeah,
ones.
they just flow
that
out.
was
Because they kind of just flow out of you. Generally, like on average, a song will take weeks and weeks to make. But if we can make one in like 30 minutes to an hour, it's 100% going to be good.
Yeah.
So I think we all were like, that one's great. It has to go on. So listen to that one first, hopefully. Yeah.
Well, the first track, it gives all your guys' theatrics that we, as I mentioned, see on stage. Just watching you guys perform, I'm like sweating. And like, it's a whole marathon you guys run every single time you guys are performing in front of your audience. What are you feeling afterwards, and how do you like get your body back into it time after time?
Oh God, it's not. I think if I told like a professional trainer, like someone that works out, what I was doing, they'd be really upset. We do absolutely nothing all day. I do not stretch before the show, even though I should be. Sometimes I'll remember 30 seconds before, and this is adding nothing. This is not going to help me at all. And we do it, and then I feel horrible, and we have to just relax, and then I do the same thing the next day. I really just work. The adrenaline kicks in, and I'm able to go for 2 hours and then just relax after. But it's thank you for saying that about the show. It's so important to us to make something that's like as valuable as possible for people that pay money to actually go see. I feel like we can't just give them the music. We're not cool enough to go just play our songs and then for people to go home. We got to really overdo it.
It's also really fun because like it feels like in 2023 you kind of know everything you're going to do before you do it. I want to go see that touristy spot because I saw it on Instagram. There's a real fun magic to people coming to the show and not knowing what to expect. We could be doing anything on stage, any kind of crazy magic effects. And 10 times throughout the show, we keep kind of like throwing them off the scent of what's going to happen. That's like the most fun feeling ever.
What's one idea that you guys had to do on stage, and then when you guys executed it, you were like, "Oh, this probably like was not the best
Oh my God.
idea." Did one come to mind?
To the teleporting thing.
Wait, what?
Or should we not reveal how that magic trick
you're
was
about
done?
to reveal a magic
Okay.
trick.
I won't.
What magic trick?
We tried to get, this isn't really an answer to your question, but we were this close to getting Samuel L. Jackson to introduce one of our songs on stage, like recorded version of him. And we were going to do this whole thing because when I was young, I was in a play with his wife when I was very young. So we like tried to like ask her, hey, like, will he do this? And he was going to, but he didn't end up doing it. But we were gonna do,
Wait. You were young. You were in a play with his
when I was
wife.
really young. I was like 7 years old. I was in a play with his wife.
And you still kept in contact?
I actually ran into her because she was in a Broadway show that we saw, and we were like, oh, maybe we can finagle this. And there was gonna be like a whole like thing with where I'm like telling Sam Jackson what to say, and he was like, the next song, he's like reading it. So, but it didn't end up happening.
It was so close. But
It was close.
then-
He couldn't end up doing it, which he absolutely shouldn't have agreed. Like that was the right call for him not to agree to that. Definitely would not be good. But that was probably the.
We had an amazing idea for something to do on stage, but our team would not let us do it. We wanted to put a diving board at the end of the stage, and you could run off the end of the stage and jump into the audience and crowd surf. And I still think it would be such a fun.
They said
thing
there was
to do.
just a small safety issue when it came to that.
Yeah.
It's
I
small.
think legal's hating. I think insurance.
Like
is
a
just-
crowd of me diving headfirst down into that would be fine, right? That would go fine. Yeah.
No, but that's what I mean when I say it's different to see you guys in person than to hear your music. Your music's already high energy, but then seeing the three of you just jump around and do all the fun, crazy magician teleport, all of it. It's been a really fun journey to watch. Thank you so much for always repping the tri-state in New York.
Of course.
You guys are always showing love here. What was Halloween? What is Halloween weekend like for the three of you?
We went to a party and there was a costume contest, and me and a group were Toy Story, and I was Woody, and Jack and a group were Lord of the Rings, and you were
I was a hobbit.
Oh,
you were Bilbo. You were Bilbo. And my team won. So
Hey,
it was a big
congrats.
weekend.
Totally rigged.
There you go. And so, what do you have to say for people that haven't seen you in person yet? For your shows.
Come see the show. Maybe Samuel L. Jackson will make an appearance. He won't.
Spoiler, he will not.
No, but we really try to give you something that you genuinely haven't seen in live music before. That's always our goal, and hopefully you feel that that's what happened.
Yes. Well, new album, new tour, still same brothers, a little older, a little more mature. But thank you so much for always showing so much love to Z100 and all your fans and giving everything you guys have to the stage. It really, really matters. You guys do a whole movement for your fans, and they love it so much. We love it so much. So thank you to AJR.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
From the top of the Empire State Building.
Z100.